Gotta do it for yourself and kicking ball since you were young. Lions on your kit, but you've been playing since the cup. When you're stepping on the pitch, you know you got.
Australia through to the last 16. Denmark out 1 point, bottom of the group, and heartbreak for Tunisia. Moments away from beating their first ever European opponents at the FIFA World Cup. And what drama we saw there. What drama we saw. You had the Tunisians playing so well in that game. Yes, it was against a weakened French side, but they were playing so brilliantly, so valiantly, so bravely in that game, really trying to win the match from the opening whistle. And they took the lead. They took the lead. And, has Antoine Griezmann's goal been written off? Has it been scrubbed off, his goal? Oh, he's denied the equaliser. I didn't even see that. I apologize. They have won the game. So they have won the game. Tunisia have won the game. Sorry, I had it on the iPlayer and I was streaming it. My apologies. It's been written off that they do get their win. Tunisia, great. I'm actually happy for them. They do get their win against their first ever European side, but it is in vain because we had maybe two of the most dramatic minutes at the World Cup so far, and it was brilliant to witness, amazing to witness in many, many ways. When we see the Tunisians take the lead in their game, they took the lead in their game in the 58th minute. In the 58th minute, they take the lead and you think, wow, they are going through. They are going through. They're going to do it against all odds. The favourites to finish bottom of the group, they're going through. And they're beating the French along the way. But then 2 minutes. But I was watching it on I was streaming one on my computer and one was on my TV. So the stream was slightly behind. For me, it was 30 seconds. Australia, man like Lecky, goes up the opposite end of the pitch, puts the ball in the back of the net, and he sends Australia through. And I do believe as well that was one of Australia's first wins against European opponents as well. A landmark day. A landmark day in World Cup football. Commiserations to Tunisia. Did so well to put themselves on the edge of qualification. But a massive congratulations to Australia. My nan was born in England, but she spent a lot of time in Australia. She was evacuated there in World War II. A lot of her brothers stayed. A lot of my family are Australian. So very, very happy for them as a nation. Congratulations in every single which way. And for the Aussies to bounce back from that humbling open game defeat to France. They got smashed 4-1 to qualify and beat Tunisia, beat Denmark is brilliant. And of course, we are going to talk on the show about Denmark, who have been absolute hype jobs. Hype jobs. Turkey 2.0. Turkey 2.0. Turkey 2.0. Denmark have had an absolute shocker of a World Cup. A shocker. 1 goal scored. No wins. 1 point. Super chat here says, Aussies play hard and physical, committed, is what Tim B says. You're right. The World Cup is full of surprises. We're getting it now. The last 3 days, Qatar 2022 has come alive. We're getting, we're getting what we wanted. We're getting what we wanted, and we're getting what we were. Sorry, let me turn it down a bit. We're getting what we wanted and what we were hoping for. And I'm really, really, proud of some of the performances we've seen from certain teams and certain nations. It's been great. It might be a Saudi versus Aussie last 16, but I'd love that. I would love Saudis versus Australia because it puts a comparatively small nation into a quarterfinals. And that's always the cat amongst the pigeons in those circumstances. Nothing to lose going for it, And listen, Australia as well, when you actually look at it, they nearly top their group, do they not? Because, the goal difference is what killed them. But they came joint top, essentially. It was just goal difference, really, that killed them. It was just goal difference that killed them. But to get, to finish level on points with France, and look, we saw the difference in the quality of France when they brought their star players on. I'm not going to read into the French game at all. But yeah, excellent day for them. We're going to get Matt on the line, who's in Australia. I think he's been out watching the game. He's in Australia right now. What are you saying, bro?
Terry, hard to hear, mate, but we've just got our victories over 11,000 people here at the Federation Square in Melbourne, Australia. Absolutely outstanding performance. I can't believe we won it. I honestly, I'm shaking right now. It's an amazing game. It's an amazing game. But They're on to the next game. We'll focus on the next one. Argentina, Mexico, Saudi. It's unbelievable, but we'll take the win now. And just, you never see this at the country, Terry. It's 4 a.m. Australia, Thursday night, and you got a crowd like this. Over 10,000 people here at one event watching the game. It's truly sensational for Australian football. This is the rising, the sport. I'm loving it. Everyone's loving it here. Everyone's absolutely amazing crowd. And we'll go on to the next one, Terry. But what a fucking win, Terry. Honestly, what an absolute win and a great crowd to be here with, Terry.
Absolutely, mate. And listen, how proud are you after the bounce back? Because against France, you were beaten comprehensively. Many people thought you'd go out to bounce back and win 2 games on the bounce. How proud are you of your nation tonight?
I mean, I did say that we'll make it to the next round, and I knew because we have passion. You have passion, there's always a bit of hope. Denmark finished now probably last. So favourites don't always win this World Cup, and I'm so happy that we lost to France. Our heads still stayed up. Bet Tunisia, and we absolutely thrashed Denmark. It wasn't even a small win. We thrashed them. They didn't have a chance. So I'm super proud of this team. Who knows? We could be on to go win the next game. I'm super confident in winning that next game, whoever it is. Bring on Argentina, bring on Saudi Arabia, whoever it is. We can beat it because we have hope, we got passion, and we got faith. But we also got fantastic players on our side who have a great bond, a great chemistry to thrive and to win major games. But it's a fantastic day for our Australian football, Terry, especially the Socceroos. Very proud of the team. And on to the next game, Terry. As you said, we lost to France, but we bounced back. And I hope we can bounce back now and smash the next team we go for.
There we go. Matt, I appreciate you coming on, mate. Enjoy the rest of your night, morning, whatever it is you're going to do. And we'll chat to you in around the last 16, my friend. Up the Aussies. Speak to you soon, mate. Bye-bye. Listen, it's great to see that 11,000 people. That game would have kicked off at at 1 o'clock in the morning. 11,000 of them out there supporting their nation. It's what we like to see. And when you look at Australia's record in the World Cup, they weren't a FIFA member until 1966. They qualified for the 1974 World Cup, went out in the group stages. They came third, didn't win a game. You then you then move forward, right? And you look at in 2006, they qualified again. So they went a long time, 30 plus years, 40, nearly 40 or 30 odd years without qualifying than they did. They got to around the 16, but they only won 1 game in the whole tournament, scored 2 goals. You then go to 2010, 2014, 2018. They come third in their group each of those times. And over a period of 3 World Cups, they won 1 game. Okay, so from 2006 to 2018, they've won 2 games of World Cup football. So here in 2022, to win back-to-back games for the first time in their nation's history is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful to see. And Australia did a very brave thing many years ago. What they did is they moved away from the Australasian qualification and they moved into the Asia bracket to challenge themselves, to play harder and more difficult teams to improve as a nation. Do you see many others doing that? That's essentially like a nation being good on another continent, always qualifying with ease. Going, do you know what? We're going to join Europe or we're going to join South America because it's harder to get there, but we want to improve as a nation. And they're seeing the fruits of that labor now. They're really seeing the fruits of that labor. And who knows? Who knows? They could have the greatest ever World Cup if they get through to that quarterfinals. So fair play to them. Fair play indeed. Tremendous from the Aussies it is. I'm going to share the link to call in now in the live comment sections. If any of you want to phone in and have your say on these games, Tunisian fans, if you're Danish and want to speak about this disastrous tournament for you, I'm very, very intrigued to hear from you. This super chat here says, off topic, Terry, apparently Ronaldo is close to signing for a Saudi team. Yeah, I have read that. 170 million pound contract, I see. It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. Greece came back from offside position, so it's off. Yeah, I saw the goal and then I went live because I was watching it on the iPlayer. It was behind. I didn't realize it got ruled out. So I'm really happy that Tunisia get that win. I am. Come on, you freaking convicts, is what Nigel says here. Argentina next. I have to think Saudi and Poland are going through. Listen, if Saudi and Poland go through, it opens up this stage of the competition so much. This segment of the competition so much. So yeah, listen, Australia have done great. Australia have already thrown the cat amongst the pigeons by qualifying because nobody predicted them to. We've seen a number of teams qualify so far that maybe weren't expected to. So yeah, very good to see. Good day, mate, is what AMT has got to say here. Oi, 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 is what Kenny's got to say. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. I hear you there, my friend. Yeah, really, really, really happy to see him go through. There's no doubt. I like Australia as a nation. As I say, I've got a lot of family from that part of the world. Good people. We're going to speak to another Aussie now, actually. Long-term member of the Football Terrace. Josh is here with us. What are you saying, Josh?
Hey, we made it through. Fucking brilliant. Sorry for the language. Sorry.
You're
Just,
right, mate. No, it's absolutely fine. I get it.
I honestly predicted Australia to draw in two losses, to be fair. I thought we were going to draw Tunisia, and we went and did the job against Tunisia. We went and did it against Denmark, and now we're at the same point we were in 2006. Hopefully we can go one better. So, yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning, the best way to stay up, I've got to admit. Feeling a bit disheveled because the old hair and the finished work at 1 a.m. and stayed up. So kids will be up in 2 hours, but I don't give a crap. We're through. So yeah.
Mate, and I mean this with the utmost respect. For a nation, you've now equaled your greatest ever achievement at a World Cup. It must feel getting out the group stages must feel like you've won the World Cup to a certain degree.
A little bit, but I mean, I have high expectations. I mean, in 2006, we had Cahill, Viduka, Kuhl, Mark Schwarzer. Like, these guys were Prem regulars. Now, the quality has dropped off since then, but this team, it's togetherness. I'm getting a Ten Hag vibe. They're all very close. They're all very fighting for each other. And I mean, yeah, we love the World Cup once every 4 years. Otherwise, it's a third priority sport in this country. And yeah, I mean, I've seen neighbours across the road. They're setting off fireworks and everything. It's been brilliant. So yeah,
Love
it.
Love it. Who do you want in the next round? Who would be your ideal draw in the next round?
Either Poland or Saudi Arabia. I still fear Argentina because they can switch it on anytime. So I'd probably prefer Poland. I think they're probably the most toothless. Saudi Arabia will give it to us. Argentina will give it to us, but it's a World Cup. Anything can happen.
There we go. Listen, Josh, thanks for calling in, mate, and giving us your thoughts and feelings. Congratulations. We'll chat to you again soon. Thank you, bro. Good to hear from a man like Josh there. How is it that the Scandinavian countries have great talent, but they never qualified or they don't do great at big tournaments? I mean, I can't quite put my finger on Denmark. They just didn't get going. They had that brilliant Euros. They've been very good in internationals outside of that. There are a lot of people's dark horses to do bits at this tournament, but they just couldn't deliver. They just couldn't put it together. They just couldn't get themselves going. And in none of their games at any point did they look good, barring 10 minutes after conceding against France. They come alive and then they fell away again. And listen, there's a good bit of news. It means one of Man United's players is coming home early in Eriksen to get a bit of rest and everything else. But aside from that, yeah, very, very disappointing day for them indeed. No doubt about it. They'll be gutted like you would not imagine. Abdul's on the show now. What you saying, Abdul?
Yo, what's up, Terry? I'm gutted, man. I'm good. I live in Denmark. I don't know if you know this, bro.
I didn't know that. No.
Nah. So I was supporting Denmark this tournament, and we've been horrendous, bro. We've been horrendous. It's not that much our defense that was horrendous. It's more our attack completely failed us, bro. Our main man, bro, like Christian Eriksen, he was invisible. He did nothing. Like, the guy we was relying upon, he didn't show up and he did nothing. And we didn't have anybody to take any of the load off his shoulders. Like, I felt like in the Euros, without Eriksen, we played more as a team. But with Eriksen in the team, we always just tried to rely on him to be the sole creator. And he just didn't do that for us this tournament. And our wing backs, they were so horrendous. Like, the big difference between the Euros and this competition, the World Cup, mainly comes down to the wing backs. Joachim Mele, bro, he was one of the players of the tournament at the Euros. In these 3 games, he's been horrendous. He's been horrendous, bro. And it really cost us.
I think as well, like, I'm not being disrespectful. I do think your nation and team were also galvanized by what happened, excuse me, to Christian Eriksen, in the sense of that bonded them together even more, and I think that really helped elevate the performances. However, that doesn't excuse how poor you've been in these 3 games, because you've been good outside of that as well. But maybe coming to a tournament, maybe for the first time since the early 90s, with expectation against Denmark, maybe it just crippled you all a little bit. Almost, hang on, we're not. Everyone's saying you're dark horses suddenly means you're not a dark horse. A dark horse is a dark horse
Exactly.
is a prediction that not many people are making. If everybody picks
Exactly.
you as dark horses, you're not a bloody dark horse, are you?
You know,
Like that.
you know, Terry, that's why I said, like, how can you be underrated? Like, how can you be underrated if everybody calls you underrated? Then you're not underrated, are you? And
No.
and that's the thing. Like, I do feel there was expectations coming into this tournament, but bro, Terry, it's no excuse for how horrendous we've been. 1 goal in 3 games, bro, against Tunisia and Australia as well, bro. Like, that's horrendous, man. And we only have ourselves to blame for it, bro, because we've just not been good enough, man. But anyways, man, congratulations to Australia, man. Like, if we was to go out to any team like Australia, I don't mind, because they seem like very likable individuals and people. So I don't mind, bro. Like, congratulations to them, and I hope they can. I don't know who really is gonna win that group now, because have you seen, like, Martinez apparently is gonna be dropped tonight, which is
Well, I read,
horrendous.
I read last night that he was injured.
Oh, but yeah, I don't know if they can beat Poland now that Martinez ain't there, because Romero, he's not been looking that good. And if Australia, they get matched up with Poland, I mean, they could be in the quarters. You feel me, bro? So we
Mate, they could. It could be very interesting to see how this
yeah,
goes. Abdul, thanks for calling in, my friend. I appreciate it, brother. Speak again soon. Top man.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Next on the show, Ryan's here. What are you saying, Ryan?
Just wanted to quickly say a big congratulations to Australia, because when everyone saw that group, everyone thought Denmark were going to go through. And I think that's probably one of the bigger shocks in terms of the groups. And we could see that tonight with Saudi Arabia as well. But as a French fan, I've got to say France were terrible today. I thought Kanata was the only good player on the pitch. Varane looked a bit off, but to be fair, Varane's he has barely played any football since he got injured for United. So, but I wanted to just speak a lot about Australia, because seriously, they've really, really impressed me to be on the same point as France, and after they conceded 4 goals to France, everyone thought they're gone. And to concede 4 and to go through under all expectations, I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous from them. It's sensational, in fact, from them, and they did a brilliant job, and they should be immensely proud to turn it around. I mean, they've never won 2 games at any World Cup. They've never won 2 on the bounce, therefore, because they've won 2 games. They lost the opening game, and you just thought maybe too far for them. And they had Denmark. They had Denmark net. No, sorry, they had Denmark as their final game, and people just, when you looked at the run in, you thought they're finished. But to come through that without any sort of recognized star players, as Josh, the previous caller, said, back in the day with, you know, the Vidukas and the Harry Kewells of this world, regular top level Prem players, they don't really have that anymore. And it's been their best, for me, the best I've seen them at the group stages. It's a great togetherness, a great mentality. Yeah, they should be very, very proud as a nation tonight, the Aussies. They really should.
Really, 100%. It's seriously, like, it's really has shocked me, and I predicted France to win today, but I think the big talking point has to be Australia, because under all circumstances, I think Denmark in attack, they just look completely lost. Their defense also, every time they went forward, Australia were just defending everything. Every ball that went in the box, Australia, I think they were outstanding. So I think all credit has to go to Australia. They might get Argentina, which is going to be quite difficult, but I really do hope the best for Australia.
I hear you, mate. Listen, Ryan, thanks for calling in, mate. We'll chat to you again soon, bro. Top man. Thank you. KJ's here with me now. What are you saying, bro? What an entertaining second half of football from both.
All right, honestly, both of them. Big up the smaller nations, bro. Big them up. You know what I mean? Like, people will be like, what you said about Wales, they're small nation, bro. That's my personal thing with them for chatting. But I like seeing the Tunisias, the Australias, the Saudi Arabias come in and be in the World Cup and actually have a go and actually have some fight and actually give something to the tournament, you know? Like, is you good, bro?
Keep going.
Oh, sorry, yeah. But yeah, like they literally gave the role and they deserve to be where they are. And Australia, of all the countries to go through, oh, that's just mad because every time they hear for vibes. Yednak was the guy for the penalties. Tinker Hill for the headers and won the goals. You know what I'm saying? Like legit, I'm actually happy for them. I'm happy for them, and congratulations to Tunisia because who sees you beating the world champions and you're still not through in your group? Like it's just crazy. This is why we love the World Cup. This is why the world would love the World Cup because it's just
And it's just a little bit bittersweet that they won and went out. There was this part of me that kind of wanted a Denmark equalizer so Tunisia could go through. But equally, like my family has big connections in Australia, so I wanted them to do well. But yeah, it's I like the fact that we've had a few teams that that have done well at this tournament, or you maybe didn't predict going through. Because I don't think when you look at the group so far, Netherlands and Senegal were both predicted to go through. I think a lot of people said the USA wouldn't do anything, and they kind of went through. But you could argue they're probably still the strongest of the teams in there. You've got the next group, which play next. Argentina were expected to win it with Poland coming second. Anyone could go through in that tonight, so that's crazy. Australia going through. You've got Germany could go out with Japan or Costa Rica making it. You got Croatia, Monaco, Belgium. Like any one of those, like you could end up with Belgium out with Morocco maybe even winning that goddamn group. Nobody predicted. So that's been really good with this World Cup. Some underdogs, and like I said when we predicted the Euros, this whole nonsense of predicting the most likely outcome of every group, it just tells me you've never really watched football before because it doesn't happen. But at this frequency, it's crazy. Like this many teams, and by the way, it just means that there could be an unfavored team win the World Cup, which would be even more amazing.
Oh, you never know. You never know. This is not a normal World Cup. You know what I mean? From the time it was announced to when it was time of year is gonna be to all the build up towards it. It's not a normal World Cup. So it wouldn't surprise me if an unfavored nation just went all the way. You know what I mean? Like it could happen. Do I think it will? No, but hey,
yeah, strange.
I'm open to it.
Stranger things have happened. Absolutely. Viewers, I want to just say a big thank you to each and every single one of you that's been on the show with us today. Just a short stream. We're back live later today after the next group. Could Messi be on his way out? We're very intrigued for that reaction this evening. Make sure like buttons are being smashed, people. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace as well. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.